Egunon.
Good morning. Good morning, everyone.
Niretako ore bat da gaur ekitaldi.
For me, it's an honor to be here introducing this very interesting seminar about Basque industry and advanced manufacturing, talking about smart specialization, what we're going to do in the future. As you know, this is an event which has been supported and actually organized by the Department of Economic Development and Competitiveness at the Basque government, and our regional minister for Economic Development and Competitiveness will be here later on, along with our distinguished guest, Goran Ross. So, I think these days we're all talking about the importance of smart specialization. I think that Europe realized in time, at least, that the investments made in different regions were being made almost blindly. Now, in order to change this dynamic, they came up with this new term, smart specialization. And what does this actually mean? Well, it means that investments should be the result of prior research, prior intervention, which would aim to identify the strong points within different economies in order to make sure that the investments were well founded. So, when we talk about smart specialization, it's important to remember that we're talking about everyone's participation, private sphere, public sphere, clusters, etc. Everyone's participation is absolutely crucial, because otherwise the word smart would have absolutely no room in the title of this strategy, which is the smart specialization strategy. I think when we look at our industry, we look at our economy, we have to look at both the strong points and the weak points, and we have to use that in order to inform our strategy. Here in the Basque Country, we identify three strong points: nanoscience, bioscience, and advanced manufacturing. There are also 5 areas which would be considered priorities: the digital world, the nanoscience industry, energy, transport, and aging. These were the 5 areas which were decided that were priority. It's what we've been working on so far, and we have to start looking towards the future now, so that we can plan our strategy for the coming years. So, when we do this, we're going to be basing our work on 3 main pillars. Jobs, first of all, in order to try to at all times search for added value. Secondly, the presence of technological and scientific elements. And then thirdly, the third pillar would be the fact that all of these applications need to be seen from the perspective of new businesses. As I was saying before, in Basque, in Europe, I think we realized some years ago that a lot of regions of our continent were investing in areas which really hadn't been analyzed beforehand, and they were working blindly, and this is where the smart specialization came in, why we added the word smart. And when we're talking about smart, as I said before, in the Basque language, it means that everybody has to participate. If we don't all participate, then it is no longer smart. In the Basque Country, after analysing our strong and weak points, we defined a number of different areas in which we needed to work on. So we had 3 key enabling technologies: nanoscience, bioscience, and advanced manufacturing. Again, as we said before, 5 priority markets, which would be the digital world, the science, industry, transport, mobility, and aging. So this is what we've done so far, but I think the most important thing is, what are we going to do from here on? That will depend, or that will all be based on 3 priority pillars. This will be the generation of employment, the increase of added value. With regard to this employment, we want there to be an excess of significant technological and scientific capacity, and then we're going to try to study how we can use this excess, this surplus, in order to create areas of opportunity which are much, much stronger. So let's look at the Basque Country specifically. Obviously, we don't want to talk too much about the importance of manufacturing in the Basque Country, because you all know this. It's 26% of the GDP, it's 40% of all expenditure on R&D, all of this within the field of manufacturing, and also it has a huge potential to generate employment. We all know this. We want to go one step further. So what do we understand when we're talking about advanced manufacturing? We're talking about this a lot, workshops are being held, but I think it's important to understand what we're talking about, because everyone can have their own idea of what we are talking about when we talk about advanced manufacturing. When we talk about advanced manufacturing, we're talking about the capacity, the ability of avant-garde, cutting-edge technology to create products, services, products, processes and services which have a higher added value, so that they can have a major impact on the generation of wealth, measured through GDP and employment level. And they are based on resources, systems, products and materials. This is just words, obviously, and we've already spoken these words, but we want to go one step even further. So we want to say more than we said last time. We want to keep moving forward, and now we're actually working on defining certain priority areas within the field of research and development, and this is very important. In these areas, there are 5 areas. We're going to be talking about sustainability, because we need processes which are more sustainable from an environmental point of view, from an economic point of view, and other points of view as well. We need to be smarter in our processes and in our machines. We have a very strong machine tool industry here, but it has a lot that it can contribute, and it has a lot of room for improvement, I believe, within this road towards advanced manufacturing. We have to include new materials. We have different composite materials in the aeronautics sector. We all know the importance of the aeronautics sector, and I think today this is what is being demanded. We have the automotive industry, which is a very important area of our economy, and composites and composite materials are a big, big part of this. We're talking about graphene, other types of materials. We want to create services which have a greater added value. Companies, we're seeing increasingly, are not just offering products, they also these days have to offer services with a higher added value in order to try to bring about new business models. And then we have new emerging capacities, which could be additive technologies and different machining processes. As we said before, we've defined these main priorities in the field of R&D, and we are continuing to work on that. And now we know, or we have more details, more information about the specific actions that have to be carried out within this strategy. And very soon we will be sharing this information with you. And really, just to finish, the aim of this intelligent or smart specialization strategy can be divided into a number of different areas. First of all, training technological specialists and people related to the science of advanced manufacturing. We want the know-how to stay here. So the issue of training is very, very important, both in the public sphere and in the private sphere. Another area is what we call Death Valley. Basically, from when we design a product to actually when it becomes industrialized, there's a bit of a dead zone there. We have to try to work out ways of crossing that dead zone. And we're working on specific processes and strategies to try to actually reduce the time from the design to industrialization. And then there are some more general points in the sense that we want the Basque Country to be a benchmark for advanced manufacturing. We have been, we are to a certain extent now, but we want to carry on. We can't just sit on our laurels and be happy with what we've got so far. We need to keep working. We have to understand that this is a long-term strategy. It's not a short-term strategy by any stretch of the imagination. It's not that we're going to get benefits now and then later on what we'll just see. No, it's not that at all. It is a strategy that will be laid down now with the participation of everybody, but it has to be there for a long time in order for us to reap the benefits. Without further ado, I'm going to pass the floor to Goran Ros. He's an expert in advanced manufacturing, and he's actually head of the advanced manufacturing strategy for the government of Australia. He is an academic, a very famous academic figure as well, and he has published many books and many scientific papers, so it's a delight to have him here, and without further ado, I pass the floor over to Goran Ros.